Hi everyone. I'm very happy to have with me Dr. Ajay Shenoy. He's a proud Damsonian and he's secured All India Rank 30 in November INICET exam. So heartiest congratulations, Ajay, and I'm so
Thank
proud
you.
of you. And how do you feel today, Ajay, about your rank and about your performance?
Ma'am, it's really great, ma'am. Looking forward for the opportunities that will be provided to me for this rank. Look
Great.
really great, ma'am. Hard work has paid off.
Great. This is wonderful. And I know getting a double digit rank in a very prestigious exam, also a quite a competitive exam as well. Yes, it's not an
Yes,
easy
yes, ma'am.
task, and a lot of effort has gone into it. So
Yes, ma'am. That,
Ajay has been preparing. Right from his third year, he's been our foundation satellite student and then followed it up with INI CT as well. So, Ajay, I want to basically highlight your strategy, your way of studying, and what do you think are the right ingredients to do well in the exam. So let's start off. When you started your journey, what was your mindset? How did you begin your preparation, and what do you think are the key ingredients?
yes, ma'am. Before joining, I really had no idea how it was going to be, ma'am. So once I joined, I started to get a hold of it. The teachers, more than teaching, they taught us an approach, ma'am. That's what I really liked in DAMS. Yeah, even I could build my own process in my mind. Like I was not just mugging it up. Even while reading, I was like, this might come. So I was making points mentally, ma'am. So
That's
that
great.
approach helped me.
Okay,
Yeah, even
and
from the big, yes, ma'am.
yes, please go ahead.
So, ma'am, even they told us how to revise subjects like Deepak Arora sir. He always used to tell, you have to do it in fast mode. Don't give a lot of time. Yeah, these topics are important. You have to finish it in 5 minutes. So that really helped in the end, ma'am. I was able to do it very quickly.
That's wonderful. So, Ajay, since the journey is long and there are a lot of things that you have to take care of. You have to take care of your strategy. You have to take care of, including your theory, your MCQ practice, revision. Hannah, so what were your timeline targets? Did you have any timeline targets with you, especially when you were doing the INICT TND? Yes. So, what were the timelines that you made for yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Basically, for big subjects, I used to keep 2 to 3 days, ma'am. Once I
Okay.
used to finish the theory, after that I used to solve PYQs and other MCQs, ma'am. So by this way, I
Okay.
used to refine my concepts more and more. So that way, I went on strengthening it, ma'am.
Okay. So, here, Ajay, I really want to ask you. So, when you were reading the subject and you said that you read the subject from your notes and then you practiced some questions. So,
Yes, ma'am.
these questions were a mixed bag from the subject
Hmm.
itself, or were you practicing topic wise questions? What was the strategy?
Mixed bag, ma'am.
Okay.
Mixed bag I used to do.
And how did you tackle the things that you were doing wrong? Were you making a list somewhere? Were
Hmm.
you
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. For every subject, I used to maintain a book, ma'am, separate notebook where I used to note down the wrong questions that I made. And I used to go
okay?
back to my notes and check what I had done wrong. So in this way, I was able to strengthen it more, ma'am. I was not getting it wrong the second time.
That is, I think, the best approach
Hmm.
possible, because only this approach ensures
Yes,
that
ma'am.
your number
Definitely,
of
ma'am.
correct questions keeps improving. So, Ajay, I want to ask you also on this note, beta, when did you start giving grant tests? And what
Ma'am, I
was your number
started.
of
Yes, ma'am. I knew that I had to start early, ma'am. So I started very early, giving it like every
okay?
twice a week. I used to give one grant test, and
Okay.
rest of the days I used to review the same, ma'am. So
Okay.
when going towards the end, I was able to give one per week, ma'am. So
Okay.
it became faster and faster. I just used to see the questions and leave it, ma'am.
All right, that's great. And were you following the same strategy for your grand test also, Ajay? I mean, analyzing your wrong topics and making a list, because I've always enforced on making a wrong diary and then going
Hmm,
back to
hmm,
your
hmm.
notes and
Yes,
revising
definitely, ma'am.
those
Yes, ma'am.
topics.
The same thing, I even revise it a day before the exam, ma'am. like
Okay.
what I had made. Even in the exam, there was a question that was repeated, and I knew that I got it wrong in my exam, so I made it correct this time, ma'am.
Wonderful. That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
Acha, and Shenoy, Ajay, can you also sort of tell us something about how did you utilize the INICET TND papers? Because there would be another batch of INICET TND starting, and a lot of students want to know what should be the approach when you're starting the INICET TND.
I just used to give the test and watch the discussion videos, ma'am. The
Okay.
approach really helped me, ma'am. Even in the in during the exam, it was hot seat, no, ma'am. So it was really difficult to recall my question. So it was all just because of the reflex, ma'am. It was very
Uh,
hard to think a lot during the exams. I was scared about the time as well. So
yes.
yeah, so giving a lot of tests really helped me to build a reflex. So I was just going on. I could even finish it in time. So time was not an
Right.
issue for me.
Good. And what session did you have, Ajay?
Afternoon session.
Afternoon session. Okay. And I do believe that it was a little on the lengthier side. And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
pattern of the questions was also different in the evening session. So there were long stem
Yes, yes, ma'am.
questions, long
Yes,
stem
ma'am.
answers. So, especially with this, I want to ask you, Ajay, do you think the CBT helped? Because we also keep CBT in two sessions and we try and include all types of questions in the
Yes, yes,
CBT.
yes, ma'am. Definitely, ma'am. It gave a real experience for me, ma'am. Yeah, even my friends will accept the same thing. Going there and giving the test really made a difference.
All right. And now let's ask you something specific about INI set exam. Let's say your junior asks you or someone else asks you, what are the must do things if one is preparing for INI set? What would be your advice?
So, ma'am, the first I would say is solve PYQs. With that, you will get to know which are because INI they usually repeat their questions, repeat their topics. So in
Hanji.
that way, I found this out late, ma'am, because I had spent a lot of time in unnecessary topics. So once I solved these questions, I was able to narrow it down. So only so much I used to do, ma'am. I was keeping it very simple, just the
Hmm.
notes and very important topics in that. So the rest of the topics, even if I had skipped it, it was not going to make a big issue.
Okay.
Throughout the day, I used to first go for the must know topics, ma'am.
Okay. And were you reading those must know topics from your notes again?
Yes, yes, notes only, ma'am. Notes had
Okay.
provided me with everything.
Okay.
No extra things I did, ma'am.
All right. That's great, Ajay. And also, Ajay, एक और चीज़ I want to ask, students would continuously ask you and us that how to plan revision beta. Because, once you are with TND, one cycle is done with the TND itself. So you are
Mhm.
touching all subjects, you have a schedule
Mhm.
with you. But once the TND is over, then when
Mhm.
you're planning your revision, how did you keep your division between subjects with respect to how much time will you give, what subjects will
Mhm.
you do first? What was the strategy?
First, I would approach the basic subjects, ma'am. For
Okay,
big subjects, I used to keep 3 days max. And
okay.
for short subjects, 1 day or 2 days maximum. Usually 1 day I used to keep, if not
Mm,
another half day. So by this way, I was able to finish the entire thing in 1 month with for first
okay,
revision. And the next upcoming revisions, I was able to finish it in 15 days, ma'am. So
all
by the
right,
end, I was able to finish it in 10 days, which helped me a lot. So you have
all
to,
right.
whatever you do, you should be able to revise it in the last 10 days.
True. I absolutely agree on that because revision is the key. Unless you are
Yes, yes, ma'am.
revising it in a faster mode and unless you are able to reduce the time for subsequent revisions,
True, true,
it
ma'am.
is very difficult to have confidence for the exam. Also, Ajay, now since you mentioned about last 10 days, what was your strategy in the last 10 days, beta?
So even from beginning, I knew that I had to revise whatever I do. So I was
Hmm.
preparing for the last 10 days, ma'am. I was not
Okay.
even with the notes, I was not making it lengthy. Even while solving questions, I was not adding everything. So I used
Hanji.
to particular things I used to add so that it's not very lengthy. And at the end, even the long subjects, I was able to finish it in a day, ma'am. Like surgery,
Wow.
medicine 2 days I took. Surgery, I was able to do it in 1 day, ma'am.
Okay. And towards the last 10 days, do you think the DVT and the AIMS capsule helped?
Yes, yes, definitely, ma'am. That one thing I had kept it for the last day, ma'am, the 11th day.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
just breezed through that and went,
Yes, because
and
they ensure that you are revising the most high
yes,
yielding
yes,
things
yes,
in
yes,
the shortest possible time frame.
definitely, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's ask about the exam itself. So,
Yes, ma'am.
INI set ke liye, Ajay, what subjects do you think are the most important ones? What subjects are, are medium ones, which means you should know them. And then there could be some that you don't need to go very intensive about. So, do you think there is a
Yes, ma'am.
division like this?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. INI mainly they focus on the first and second prof, ma'am. These things, if you are very really good at it, if you have a strong hold in these subjects, then you don't have to worry about anything. Even the short subjects, you can finish it in a day. It's not a big thing.
Hmm.
Coming to big subjects, only the important topics I had done, ma'am. I'd given
Okay.
more preference to first and second prof.
All right. And
Especially anatomy, pharmacology. These things
Hanji.
are very volatile, so you need to be very good at it because you cannot think in exam, man. I did not know about this. This time I faced it, man. It was all just a reflex, man.
Great. And no, but that is actually a blessing in disguise, Ajay, because if you have a lot of time to think, then most students will actually start overthinking. And then,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
there is always a possibility that you would do even the easy questions wrong.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, man.
the more you're able to do as a reflex, believe me, the better it gets.
Hmm,
Yes?
hmm, hmm. Yes,
Okay.
yes, man.
Now, can you tell us something about your exam strategy? How many questions did you attempt? Did you go in order? What did you do, or what was your mindset when you faced a couple of questions together which seemed a little tough?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, I attempted a total of 193
Sorry.
questions, ma'am. 193 questions. In that,
Okay.
even from the start, even in the first hour, I was under a lot of stress because I knew that I was going to make mistakes. During this time, I only used to solve that questions which I knew it. Yeah, this is the right perfect answer. This is the specific answer. The ones that I had even little doubt, I kept it for the end, ma'am. So
Okay.
by 1.5 hours, I was able to go through all the complete paper. The rest
Hanji.
1 hour, the next 1 hour, I went through I started doing it slowly since my stress levels were down. I was
Okay.
able to rule out all options, then go at it. Then in the last 30 minutes, which I had no idea about, I started approaching those, man. So by the end, I was able to complete it.
So you were pretty aggressive in the paper, yes? So
Yes, yes, ma'am.
even if you were able to sort of rule out one option, were you still attempting the question?
Yes, ma'am. I was able to rule out two options, ma'am. I had a lot of
Okay.
problem with those questions that were ABC, ABCD. That I
Yes.
had to take a guess, ma'am. That was really bad. I don't know how I did that, but
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, there were multiple completion type questions, and quite a lot
Yes,
of
yes,
them were
ma'am.
there. They
Yes,
they
ma'am.
are
That was,
actually time consuming, and you have to know
yes, yes, ma'am.
those
In
parts
depth,
in
we
depth.
should know. Yes, yes, ma'am. Even if we didn't know one thing, the
Yeah,
question
you can't
is,
answer it.
yes,
Exactly.
yes, ma'am. Definitely. So
So
that was
Ajay,
really scary, ma'am.
anyways, now the scary part is over. Now the good part begins. Yes. So as
Yes, ma'am.
they say on Instagram, can we go to the good part? Yes. Okay. So now tell me, Ajay, any special advice you would want to give to juniors who or your colleagues who would want to appear for the upcoming May INI set exam?
Yes, ma'am. Stay committed in this exam, ma'am, because it requires a lot of dedication. Even from the beginning, you have to be, yeah, you should give everything every day, ma'am. Keep going. Even if you have a bad day, do something at least rather than just you saying, I can't do it today. And every day, solve questions, ma'am. Every
Yes.
night, I used to get tired. So during that time, I either used to solve questions or just go through the grand test, which was more like a passive reading for me. So
Okay.
that I was able to do, ma'am.
Wonderful. And anything motivating that you want to say as well, Ajay?
Motivated. Uh, Nothing like that, ma'am. Keep your
Nothing like that.
focus.
Okay. Keep the focus. Yes. Okay.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Ajay,
Every one of us deserve that, ma'am. So we
yes,
should
that's
give,
true.
yeah, from here onwards, we build our life. So you need to give everything for yourself and not anything less, ma'am.
Agreed. And
Yeah.
what branch do you want to pursue, beta?
I'm interested in medicine, ma'am. It's,
Okay.
I'll have to discuss it with my seniors, then
That's
finalize it.
Yes, absolutely. So, wishing you all the very best, Ajay, and
Thank
wishing
you,
you a
ma'am.
very
Thank you
bright
so much,
future
ma'am.
ahead. Thank you from the entire DAMS family. Thank you for making
Yes,
us a
ma'am.
part of your journey. Also,
Thank you so
heartiest
much, ma'am.
congratulations to your parents. And
Yes, ma'am.
obviously, you have, done a wonderful job, and may you keep always rising and shining. So, all the
Yes,
very
ma'am.
best. Take care,
Thank you
Ajay.
so
Thank
much, ma'am.